So hey everyone, this is the weekly contributor comps meeting for May 30, and a friendly reminder to follow the CNCF code of conduct, which basically boils down to like respect everybody and be nice to everyone. So let's start. So yep. So let's start with the messages of the week. So anyone any updates or any new messages?
This is normally for LWKD stuff,
Yep.
but yeah,
Well, and also anything that hasn't gone out on socials yet.
right. Yeah. Do we need to? Is there anything special this week? I guess.
Yep. So we can
Oh,
move on to new items, I guess.
Yeah.
Yep. So we have the video events for steering candidates. Uh, like like I have no clue about this. So like anyone.
yeah, that's one I added. So I'm looking for a member of the comms team who's interested in helping us figure this out. We're at the idea stage right now, where I think everybody agrees that we want a way for the candidates for the next steering election, which will start in August, um, to be more visible and to have a way to present themselves as candidates to the community, but we don't know what that looks like yet. And so we'd like somebody from comms to work on this particular issue, and this is separate, right? Because once we have the election officers picked, they will also want a comms liaison for all of the routine messages around, like it's time to start voting, etc. Right?
Right.
This is a separate thing where we're going to organize maybe video interviews, maybe a video panel, maybe something with the blog. Have not figured it out
Got
yet.
it.
And particularly we would like somebody from comms who can help us figure this out.
So yep.
Yeah.
So I have like worked with the last two steering. So I have basically helped with the managing the communication and stuff. So I would like to help with this too. So
Okay.
yeah, like
Great.
let me know if like you want to set up a separate meet, or uh, are we going to do it like asynchronously? I'm okay with both of them. So
Yeah. We'll probably have a meeting. I've asked steering to also supply a volunteer for this. So it'll be me, possibly somebody else from elections as well. And then you and then somebody from steering, and then we'll actually coordinate a meeting. I'm doing this really early because I know it's going to take a while to actually figure this out and coordinate.
Yeah.
got it.
On the video
So
side, sorry, go ahead.
yep. So if I understood this correctly, like basically you want to figure out how we can like how we can introduce the candidates to the public. Like they also like and the Kubernetes members would also know like whom they are voting for. Like in my past experience,
Yeah.
the only way someone can know whom they are voting for is steering is the like electro thing, like where they can see the
Yeah.
whole picture.
Yeah.
Apart from
And
that, there is no visibility.
Yeah.
yeah. And my experience is that people do not read the candidate profiles in election.
No.
Right.
They
They're
go
there,
off of
but I
name
don't think people read
recognition.
them.
Yeah.
And this leads to some problems, right? Particularly that consistently the people who get elected are folks who have been contributing to Kubernetes in some highly visible way for 5 years or more. And while it's a nice profile, it does lock a lot of folks out, particularly folks who might be regional leaders, because somebody can be one of the biggest contributors in our Indian community, our Brazilian community or something. And if they're not well known to people in the US, they'll never get elected because the people in the US just won't recognize the name and won't rank them. And I'm hoping that we can come up with some other mechanism to change that, right? For people to actually see people they don't already know and hear them present themselves as a candidate and have a chance to consider them as candidates aside from just already knowing their names.
That's a like pretty valid reason.
Yeah.
Yep. Now, yeah, like anything else, or we can move to next one.
We can move to next. That was it.
Yep. And
Cool.
like this is something I agree to. Like YouTube admins would probably have a separate Slack channel at this point. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, we've been struggling communicating with folks. The handle isn't necessarily enough because people don't know that it exists. And if there were a YouTube admin channel, that would be way more obvious.
Wait, this is for requests?
Requests, troubleshooting, anything really, right? Like anything related to YouTube.
For requests, I mean, for requests, my question is if you want a channel or a team.
We have a team. Nobody knows the team exists unless they've been around for a while. That's kind of the big thing.
No, I mean like a team in Slack where people can do a call out.
No, we have that. We have an @YouTube admins.
Okay.
Whatever. Yeah, we have that already, but no one knows that it's a thing. And maybe a channel would be better for that.
Okay.
Like generally when someone has some work with YouTube admins, if they know, they tag YouTube admins and we get a notification. But generally they either ask in the comms like how to approach this thing, or they just ask in the comms or in the public channel. So I also feel like having a separate YouTube admins channel would be great, and we can also do a public service announcement on the general channel for that.
Yeah,
I guess
good point.
that Kubernetes now has a separate YouTube admins channel at least, so that those who don't know, they at least know that, okay, this is a point of contact.
Yeah, and Zoom admins does not have a channel. YouTube admins does not have a channel. We've only had the team groupings to call out in Slack. Slack admins have a channel, obviously. But yeah, I've run into conversations where someone pointed me to go here, where it's like, how do we fix something on YouTube? Like a whole discussion within a work group, a SIG, whatever. And all because they didn't know that like they could just @YouTube admins and they could pull us in.
Okay, well, you know where to file a PR.
Yep. I just wanted to make sure folks were cool with that here before, or any objections there may be. Because I know we've talked about it before, but we didn't do it in the past.
I don't know that we've talked about it. I mean, because technically you should be raising this in ContribEx.
Right. Yeah.
But on the other hand, I think it is such an obvious item that just put it in the ContribEx.
Just put it in
Slack
and off we go.
Right.
Yeah.
Just put it in the Slack channel. Say, hey, we're creating a YouTube admins channel.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So next, let's now move to the next section. So any updates or big wins from any one of you? So looks like we are moving to the board.
Yeah, I'm actually going to say something, which is, we've had as a couple of people, several people on this call are part of contribute to LWKD as well.
Yep.
I want to say that this edition of LWKD this last week is the first one where I haven't done any substantial content edits.
Oh wow.
Just punctuation.
That's that's a big win.
Yeah, which is awesome, right? Because it takes LWKD from something that Noah and I started, and was only us for years, and is now a team thing, right? Like, as in, I could not do LWKD, if for some reason I wanted to stop working on it for a while, and it would still go out with high quality. So
nice. That's awesome. Congrats.
everybody.
Yeah.
So that's a big win for sure. And now we are moving towards the board, and we have spent only 20 minutes. So Kathleen will be
Yay,
proud
look at
of us.
us. Look at us.
Is the board visible?
Yeah.
Yep. So let's move to the in progress items first. So first one is the create better process for other comps lead. So I guess this is mainly on Kathleen, and he is not there, so we should move to the next one. And the next one is SIG auth spotlight. So that is Avni. No,
Yes.
yes, that is Avni, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So like any updates?
We have sent the questions to the auth team and we are waiting for their response. They said they will review it next week.
Wow, that is great. And the next one is the SIG auto scaling. I guess this one, like Federico is doing this. So I guess he has the
Yeah, he
yep.
just posted an
So
update. Yeah.
yep. So basically, it is he had like asked again in the channel. So yeah, and he has also posted about SIG architecture API. Like he is like putting that on hold because it's delayed, but there has been progress. So yep, that is on hold for now.
Yeah, and I'm going through the crypto blog, but we also need to find somebody who actually does crypto to take a look at it, because
I mean, in a past life, I've done crypto. What?
yeah, we need somebody with. I mean, any mistakes would be mistakes of current knowledge, right?
Right.
Like, I just don't want it to go out where the author accidentally named the wrong library.
Oh yeah,
I
that'd
don't
be
think
bad.
they did. I don't think they did, but somebody needs to take a look.
Okay.
It's actually kind of interesting because it brings up something, because we haven't really. It's kind of a feature article.
Yeah.
Rather than our standard sort of SIG update, and it makes me think that once it's published, we might want to do some extra promotion of it, because it's kind of an interesting way of promoting sort of read the contributor blog. It's not just SIG updates. There's interesting stuff too.
Yeah.
Yep. So like, do you want do you want that we post on the channel or something, like, because I have seen a post on the channel that somebody is requesting for the review on the same blog. So like, can we do anything else? Like, how do we proceed with this?
Well, right now I'm doing the grammar, spelling, etc. Review. Oh, by the way, one thing, for anybody who, for any of these other blog posts, if that's the stage that they're at, right, is that they need a grammar, spelling, composition review. I'm happy to do that for any blog post. It's just for a lot of these, I'm not. 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 I'm always sure what stage of development they're at, because that review should be one of the last reviews that happens, right? Because you don't want to do
Yeah.
a grammar review and then rearrange a bunch of paragraphs.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. We're gonna have to. Tim said that he was going to reach out to SIG Off and see if he could find somebody who could do a review of the technical content.
Okay. Like, do we need
that is great.
to have a group of folks that are in charge of, like, or not in charge of, but a pool of people to do that, not just Josh? Like, is there something we need to do there?
Wait, for what?
The grammar checking, composition checking kind of thing.
I mean, I would love it if it would be good to have a pool, because I'm not always available. The question is always going to be background. Because I'll tell you, my experience with doing a lot of mentoring across writing for Kubernetes is that schools are terrible.
Yep.
And they teach people all kinds of really bad composition habits. Like other things, like, hey, we need to find a special person to review the crypto content.
Right.
For the composition, we need to have somebody who has some sort of composition background. And I don't know how many of those we have in the community. I mean, that's true across the blog in general, right?
Right.
The other thing is, and we've discussed this before in the blog, is the possibility of actually having a status that something is ready for, grammar review, for lack of a better term, right? Composition review, that something is ready for composition review, because we don't call that out as a separate stage. And I do feel like if we did, we might be able to go fishing for volunteers who have a good composition background but are relatively new to Kubernetes technically, right? Because they don't have to know very much about Kubernetes to recognize a run-on sentence.
Bingo. I wonder. So, of course, I'm thinking about implementation details and such, but yeah, like having a label or something ready for composition review might help too. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, there's basically like 3 stages for any of these blogs, right?
Right.
So one of them would be sort of developmental editing, where somebody works with the author to make sure that the blog post has content that's worth sharing, right? And then after that has to happen first, right?
Yeah.
And then after that's done, we can do 2 things in parallel that require different skills. One is a composition review, where somebody reviews the language to make sure that it looks good from an English composition standpoint, and technical review to make sure that somebody checks that the technical details in the blog are correct. Not all the blog posts have any technical details, so the technical review can sometimes be skipped. But it would be useful to have some kind of tagging so that we could do this as asynchronously as possible, so that we're tagging saying, hey, this is ready for composition review. And so that way somebody who is just a composition volunteer could just go ahead and do the review. I've proposed this for the main blog as well, but so like I said, just a thought. I mean, I think it would help us with the whole sort of editorial workflow. Because then if we have a column that says, or a tag or something, some way of identifying which ones are ready for composition review, then we can put out a call for volunteers and say, hey, are you relatively new to the Kubernetes community? Like, we put it in the NCO, right? And say, hey, but do you have a good English composition background? Maybe some experience with journalism. And by the way, just for anybody in the call who's struggling with English composition and stuff, let me say, schools are terrible. The reason why I'm good at it was that I was actually a tech journalist for a number of years. So, I didn't learn it overnight. It took years.
And
So,
English as a language is rather difficult.
oh, rather terrible.
Yeah,
Except that you can also get away with a lot of random stuff, right?
that too.
The rules are not strict. We just want our blog authors to look good, and not look dumb because sentences have the wrong verb tenses or something. So okay. One other thing I wanted to raise that doesn't show up in this board for whatever reason. There are a lot of issues, which are comms requests, that are long expired.
Oh.
And need to be closed.
But they're not here. Oh.
No, they don't show up on the board for whatever reason. Actually, there's not that many. It's like a 15 or so.
Well, 15 is a lot more than I thought we had.
Yeah.
Can we set up a workflow for? No, of course not. I mean, there's ways to say, there are workflows that we could probably enable for that, but I don't know what the trigger would be for those in terms of what generates the workload.
Yeah, we don't necessarily want to automatically close them because, like,
no, not automatically, but like putting them in to do or in progress is what I mean. Like automatically adding those things to the right column.
Like, I was actually just checking things that are tagged area contributor comms.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been closing a few that I know are done. But like some I don't actually know that they're done, so somebody needs to look, right? Like, did we ever advertise the Blue Sky accounts? Because I don't see any response from anybody in comms on this one. So I don't know how the board is composed, but I think the board is missing issues.
Yeah, we should probably take a note to improve the board somehow to include
like
the label, like flags for the label get raised to the board. Like, wouldn't you think?
What does the board include then?
I don't know. That's the thing. I think it's just completely manual. Because you can add items manually, but you can't. You got to create a workflow to have things added automatically, it looks like. Huh. Okay. Weird. And of course, auto add to project. No. I could tinker with this potentially. Because, yeah, I do think if something is labeled area contributor comms, it should probably be on our board. and my daughter just got proposed to. I guess I know how my day's gonna go.
Oh, well, congratulations. See, that makes for a
Thanks.
great Friday.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
assuming that the proposal is welcome.
She
if it's
welcomed
not,
it,
it makes for a different
obviously.
kind of Friday.
Yeah, no,
It's a different kind of
like
Friday.
she told me, she's
Yeah.
like, "Hey, we're going to Cancun for 3 days," and I'm like, I bet I know what's about to happen.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Anyways, I digress. I will take my adrenaline and run with it.
Yep. So we can move to next item, I guess.
Yeah, sorry.
I know these are ContribEx meetings. So I don't like these are like meant to be like this. So yeah. So yeah, now let's move on to the next item, which is SIG architecture spotlight article, and that is also, I guess, like Federico is taking care of it, and he posted no updates about it. I guess the last update is on March 28th, which is like he is like, I guess, doing some last interview things. So yep.
Yeah.
And the next one is on SIG cluster life cycle, and I think Nisida is interested in taking this on, and he has plans to reach out Federico, and I think he did not get the reply from the leads. So a common issue which everyone faces. So Chris, do you think we should like ping Nisida in the Slack and like ask for an update on this one?
For steering or which one? Sorry. Cluster
Cluster
life cycle. Yeah, that one's been in the hopper for a while now. I feel like I haven't seen an update on it recently either.
Yep. So I guess we can ping Nisida on the updates, or we can ping Federico for the updates too on this one.
Yeah, so Federico did give us an update on the 14th about it. In terms of updates, there's good progress in SIG cluster lifecycle spotlight. Nishida's working on that one. First round of answers already there. Publication. Okay. So yeah, maybe we should just tag Nishida. Sorry.
Yeah. So next one is Spotlight SRC. And I guess Federico also posted an update about this in the Slack.
Yeah,
So,
I would go ahead and
yep.
ping in Slack. Go for it. Or I can, one or the other. Or you could ping in the issue too, I guess, if there is one.
Yep. So for SRC, basically Federico has posted in a different group to get the answers. Let's hope that he gets those. These can, so basically anyone who don't know, SIG spotlights can take up a while because folks around the globe are busy, and uh, they can take their own sweet time to respond. So SIG spotlights can tend to take some time. So yeah, the next one is SIG docs spotlight, and that is on me. So I have sent the questions to the SIG leads. Let's see, like till when I can get the replies back. So, yep. And the next one is also on me, that is kubectl Spotlight. So I will start working on this after completing the SIG docs Spotlight. So with this, the in progress column is completed, and now let's move to the preliminary review column. And the first one is SIG case infra. So I guess this is the this is on hold because yeah, Akansa is working on this. So
Mhm.
I guess Federico has reviewed the initial draft, and if I'm not wrong, he is in the process of raising the PR. And the next one is Slack bot documentation. So this is on this is for Chris. So yeah, any updates on this?
So last week, or last meeting, I should say, I stumbled across a doc, and I have it here somewhere, or I did at least. Yes. Hang on. Yeah, is this? I'm going to drop the link in Zoom. Is that not it? We wanted to, and the issue is 2 weeks ago, Mario said, if I remember correctly, we wanted to add some details to it. So, not sure what details we need to add. I'll review it again and try and diff it with the HackMD I found.
Okay, so
let
I'll
me
create it.
type some updates in there. How about that?
Yep.
Cool. Slide back documentation. Oh, it just links to the issue. Okay. Cool.
So yeah. So next one is like add all use cases for Zapier automation. So
Oof.
I guess this is
Yeah, I think I might hand that off to an AI tool, to be honest, because it would probably do a better job than I could of generating a mermaid graph of sorts. But yeah, Zapier has a tool for that, I think, to be honest with you. So I'll investigate that too.
sounds cool. And next one is the steering spotlight block. So updates from me is like I have submitted the final draft for this blog and it's in the review process. So let's see when Federico reviews it and raise a PR for this. And now we have some PRs to review, which so basically WG policy, like working group policy spotlight blog PR is out. So I guess this is in the review. So anyone of you, if you want to add any comments or review it, you can do that as well. And I guess then we have two spotlights for WG, or like this is like this one is merged, right?
That one, oh, maybe. If it's merged, is it done?
No, like this is the
Oh,
PR.
it's open.
PR is
Never mind.
open, so it is not merged. And
Looks good to merge as draft. Thanks for the work. It got an LGTM. It got an approve. Oh, just some one pending change. Oh, Josh requested a change. But
which blog are we on?
The working group
WG
spotlight.
Spotlight.
Dropped a link in chat there for the pull request.
Okay, it looks like they updated everything.
Okay. I don't know why it's.
Well, because I haven't redone the review, that's why.
Oh, well, there you go.
So, you know GitHub notifications.
As in, I don't pay attention to them because they're too noisy. I need like a different notification
they're not
method.
bad in the console. I find it's actually I find it's the opposite, which is that I often don't get notification for things that I ought to.
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. Yes.
As the because because they made the edits that I requested, I don't know, 2.5 weeks later.
Right.
And it's not like I keep checking back on the issue, and if I don't see the notification, then I don't go back to approve.
Right, exactly. I'm gonna try and set up something for myself at least for that. Let me see what I can do there.
Hello?
Hello. How are you, sir?
Sorry for the huge delay, but I was in a...
Hey, you provided an update. That's good enough, man.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and that's pretty much it. So you likely already covered it by now. So.
Maybe not. But yeah, we have. Maybe not all of it, though.
Yep. So we have a couple of spotlights on which, like Federico, you can share updates on, like the WG. No, this one is covered. Like the steering spotlight, like I have shared the final draft for it.
And sorry, Arpit, is it something? Have I missed any review or something like that?
No, like I have shared the final draft with you like 2 weeks ago, and
Okay, and I didn't say anything.
Yep.
That's my fault then. Okay, I'll do it during the weekend. Apologies for that. If you share the link with me, I'm going to go back to our DM and or the channel, and I'll follow it up. And I'll tell you something so that you can open the PR next week, or not.
Yep.
I don't know if we are opening PRs right now, but yeah.
Yeah, like you can decide on that. So I will share the link with you on the Slack.
Perfect. Excellent. Thank you very much, Arpit. And sorry for the lack of response, but sometimes this falls through the cracks.
Yep. I do understand. Like you are like well busy, and also
We all are, but it's sometimes it's just one of those things that you'd say I'll do it tonight, and then you forget about it.
like been there, done that. So
Oh yeah.
And yeah. So the SIG auth and the SIG auto scaling is also like for the pending update. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes, you are. I mean, the SIG auth and the SIG auto scaling are in different stages of getting feedback, because the SIG auth one, we've already shared the questions, so and we shared it last week, so it's perfectly controlled. The SIG auth is going through the questions, so I don't expect an answer before like 2-3 weeks. SIG auto scaling, I'm still trying to get a yes or no, because the last time that I've asked, there was no answer, so I've just insisted, and hopefully I get an answer one way or the other. And the same
Yep.
for the SRC, yeah.
Yep. So now we have left with the to-do items only, and so yeah, regarding the new contributor blogs, I have reached out to Tim, and I am like also going to reach out to you, Josh, because basically context regarding this is I have written the whole blog post, like it's the whole new contributor orientation session in form of a blog, but what happened is it basically becomes too lengthy. So I have divided it into two parts. So now the question is like where we can like publish it, whether it is on the like contributor site or on the Cates.io. So yep, I will be sending the links in the chat. Just wait a second. Yep. So it's in my HackMD. And I'm also going to share the original blog post which I have written.
Yeah, I remember this.
Yeah, so basically, this basically got on the hold because I got busy, so I didn't get time to like work upon it after the like this draft. So yeah.
Okay. So if we're having this, I would like to see some synchronization between this and the new contributor guide that we have under Kubernetes.dev.
Yes.
Okay.
Because like I don't want to have one guide on the blog and a different guide with different text on contributor.dev. So that's probably going to be a combination of referring to the guide
Yeah,
in the
those two
blog
things.
post,
Yeah.
and using the text from the blog post to update the guide.
Yeah, those two things should definitely have links to each other, I feel like, too, just for discovery.
So like I haven't gone to the like Gates.dev guide. I will go through that as well. So like what do you want? Like do you want to like have some similarities between two, or like just the linking, like just the blog telling that okay, there's also a guide which you can follow. So how do you want, like which approach do you want to take with this thing?
Well, both. I mean, nobody's touched the text in the in that guide for a while.
Yeah.
And so one of the things that you should do through this is take your text from the blog post and say, hey, which chunks of this text belongs in the guide, because it's not there right now.
Right. And remove any
the,
text that's not accurate anymore, etc.
Yeah. You know, at least as a cursory thing, it's just that we don't want to have somebody who lands on that guide page versus somebody who lands on your blog to be told completely different things.
Got it. So basically I need to technically verify my blog from the guide, right?
Or the guide from your blog.
I
Yep.
think, yes, that one.
Yeah. So just so they say the same thing, whichever one is getting changed.
Okay. So like is there a set process to change the guide? Like I don't know, like should I, like if I want some changes to be there in the guide, like how to proceed with that? Like who should I inform? Or like
Us.
Yep.
ContribEx. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you want to update the guide, file a pull request.
Yep.
Oh, that drops me in the root repo. Hold on. Where? Oh, that actually drops me the wrong repo entirely.
What does?
I mean,
The
it's
link
all
from the
that's all this
website?
content is in. Yeah, it
Oh,
drops me
boy.
in community instead of in contributor site.
Oh, boy. Yikes.
So this is all in contributor site. So it's just more. It's just more PRs on contributor site.
Yeah, so Kubernetes.dev repo, PR to that.
Yep. So it's all the stuff. Oh wait. No, it's not under guide. Where is it? Oh, I hate our system.
Definitely gets confusing somewhere.
Well, so clearly, so maybe dropping in the community is correct because we never moved it to the website repo.
But whoops. Maybe we should.
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder if that's something Docs maintains and we just copy over?
No.
No?
No.
Okay. Cool. Thanks.
Yeah, no, it's in the community repo for completely dumb reasons,
Um,
which is that the work was started before we had the
the
dev
contributor
website,
site. Yeah, exactly.
and it just never got moved. And we have
Mhm.
we have a rotten issue saying move this to the dev site repo that's like 4 years old.
Well, wow. Okay.
The so that's where the actual content lives. Yeah. The and not for good reasons. But we don't want to task moving it as part of getting a blog post published. The The other advantage of using this guide is that when you come to things that would require more lengthy detail, like coding standards, etc., you can just drop a link to the guide and not discuss them in the blog posts.
That makes sense too. Or you could like quote it from the guide kind of thing too, if you want.
Yep. So I have like one more follow-up question to that. So after updating the content, whether it is in the blog or in the guide, so the blog is very lengthy. So like I have already divided it into two parts. Like how do you want to proceed with it? Like whether I should post the in part one and part two in this format, or like should I post the entire blog like as a guide?
Mm,
I mean, my preference would be to break it up into bite-sized pieces. I think
Yeah.
people are more likely to read it that way.
Right.
Yep.
But basically, anything that you feel like could be updated on the website from the contents of that blog, copy it in and make that PR.
Also, this blog which I have written is basically inspired by the new contributor orientation session. So if you like go to the blog, it is basically in the format, and the table of contents is literally the same, which we follow in the new contributor orientation session, which we basically held. So basically what I did is I basically revamped the PPT. Like I have enhanced the UI so that it doesn't feel boring. And I have basically like it is literally what I like someone is reading the new contributor orientation. So that's the mindset I have while writing this blog, so that anyone can get a glance of that. So when I written it, so I referred the previous 5 or 6 new contributor orientation sessions and write it. So I guess with that respect, the blog content should be updated, but I will cross check, and if I find any updated content on the guide or the vice versa of it, I will like update it or raise a PR.
Yeah. And like you can tag me when you create that PR.
So I guess we are already 3 minutes over. So like if like we have completed a to-do as well. So there are, if anyone is interested in picking up a say a spotlight from the to-do, they are most welcome to do that. Feel free to reach out over the Slack, or you can like ping in the ContribEx comms channel. So yeah. So with that, I am like stopping the recording, and like bye bye YouTube.